Lara Croft returns from her last harrowing expedition carrying scars she doesn't admit to anyone, not even herself. Despite trying to settle into a quieter routine in London, she's haunted by a recurring dream of a forgotten temple submerged beneath crimson clouds. When she digs deeper, she discovers the dream matches an ancient depiction from a lost civilization rumored to guard an artifact called the Heart of Echoes. Lara resists getting pulled back into danger, but curiosity wins as always. And somewhere far from her, a new enemy watches her movements through stolen Trinity intel. Her journey begins in the dense mountains of Nepal, where she believes the first clue to the Heart of Echoes lies buried under an avalanche site. She meets an old Sherpa guide who once worked with her father and claims Richard Croft warned him about the artifact decades ago. Lara is shaken, realizing her father was closer to solving the mystery than she ever knew. Strange tremors shake the mountains as if something beneath the ice reacts to her presence. After a narrow escape from a collapsing ridge, she uncovers an ancient shard glowing faintly with pulse-like energy. The guide insists it's a warning, not a clue. Returning to her base camp, Lara is ambushed by a group of mercenaries led by a woman named Soraya Vale, a former Trinity strategist. Soraya knows about the Heart of Echoes and claims it can manipulate memory itself. Lara refuses to hand over the shard, but Soraya hints she knows the truth about Richard's connection to the artifact. A brutal fight breaks out under the storming sky, and Lara barely survives thanks to her instincts and the Sherpa's last-minute help. Soraya escapes with a chilling promise to always be 2 steps ahead. Lara realizes she's up against someone who matches her intellect and obsession. Following the shard symbols, Lara travels to Istanbul, tracing a hidden network of underground ruins tied to ancient trade routes. She befriends a young historian named Denise, whose passion for forgotten cultures reminds her of herself at a younger age. Together, they navigate a maze of sealed chambers and traps that feel eerily reactive, almost alive. Lara finds a mural showing a woman wielding the Heart of Echoes and reshaping entire memories with her hands. Denise warns that such power corrupts even the purest intent. Lara can't deny the temptation of rewriting the past, even if she won't admit it out loud. Soraya's forces corner Lara and Denise in the lowest chamber where a massive stone guardian awakens. Lara realizes the vibrations she felt earlier echo through these ruins too, as if the artifact's energy still pulses globally. Fighting the guardian pushes her to her limits until she spots a mechanism tied to ancient astronomy. Triggering it collapses the chamber, buying them enough time to escape. But Denise is injured, leaving Lara with guilt weighing heavier than her gear. Soraya retrieves fragments left behind, her advantage growing with each step. Lara sneaks Denise to a safe house before heading alone to the Amazon rainforest, following coordinates hidden within the shard's carvings. The humidity and thick vegetation remind her how much she thrives in chaos, even when she claims to hate it. Deep in the jungle, she stumbles upon a tribe who seems to recognize her as a reincarnation of an ancient guardian. Their elder warns her that seeking the heart will tear her apart internally. Yet they show her a vision through sacred rituals. Richard Croft holding the same artifact she's now chasing. Shaken by the vision, Lara begins questioning whether her father truly destroyed his research or if someone else covered it up. She dives deeper into the jungle, discovering a submerged stone city consumed by roots. Each step feels heavier as though the city is testing her resolve. She uncovers a chamber containing a second shard that hums in sync with the first. But as she pockets it, shadows stir. Soraya has followed her again. This time the mercenaries outnumber Lara significantly, forcing her to retreat into the flooded corridors. As she swims through half-collapsed tunnels, Lara finds herself trapped, struggling against the rising water. Memories she didn't summon flash before her eyes. Her childhood, her father's smiles, her mother's absence, moments she buried years ago. She realizes the shards influence her mind directly the longer she carries them. Gathering her strength, she escapes through an ancient vent and hides atop thick canopy branches. Soraya's voice echoes below, promising that Lara will eventually break under the artifact's weight. Determined to take control of her own narrative, Lara heads to Greece after decoding the combined symbols of the 2 shards. There, She explores an island rumored to house a temple untouched by time, hidden beneath a monastery. She sneaks past centuries-old catacombs, feeling the air shift in unnatural ways. A haunting whisper trails her through the passageways, calling her by name. She reaches a chamber where a massive mosaic depicts the heart's full form, 3 shards united. It shows both creation and destruction intertwined. Lara is struck by a vision, but this time it feels intentional. Not an echo from her own memories, but a message. She sees a map of the world fracturing into countless timelines, each altered by choices impossible to comprehend. When she awakens, she's on the cold stone floor, hands trembling. She realizes the artifact isn't just a tool but a living entity feeding off emotion, memory, and conflict. As she records everything in her journal, she admits aloud for the first time that she's afraid of what it might reveal about her past. Before she can leave the island, Soraya captures her, tying her hands and forcing her to confront stolen footage of Richard Croft. Soraya claims he once wielded the heart and tried to rewrite a catastrophic event, causing timelines to fracture. Lara is torn between disbelief and the ache of wanting it to be true. Soraya offers an alliance, insisting they can rebuild the world into a cleaner version free of tragedy. Lara sees the same obsession that once consumed Trinity's leaders. She refuses, igniting a tense standoff that ends in a daring escape across the monastery rooftops. In a desperate move, Lara travels to Siberia to consult Anna's surviving brother, Victor, who claims to hold Richard's last journal pages. Victor reveals that Richard nearly lost himself to the heart, becoming addicted to the idea of undoing his failures. Lara reads her father's words describing how reality bent around him, warping memories until nothing felt solid. Victor warns her that Soraya's strength comes from emotional detachment, something Lara lacks. Her empathy could become her downfall. Lara leaves more conflicted than ever. With storms growing worldwide, earthquakes, lightning anomalies, sudden temperature drops, Lara understands the shard's activation is destabilizing the natural world. She deciphers coordinates pointing to an uncharted island in the Indian Ocean where the heart's core once rested. Upon arrival, she finds ruins swallowed by volcanic rock and swirling energy pockets distorting time. Every sound echoes twice, as if the island exists in overlapping layers. Lara pushes forward, sensing the 3rd shard is buried at the island's heart. Inside a shattered sanctuary, she faces illusions shaped from her deepest regrets. Friends she couldn't save, enemies she failed to stop, moments where she doubted her own worth. She battles through them, realizing the heart is learning her mind like a puzzle. Finally reaching the altar, she retrieves the 3rd shard, but the moment she touches it, a violent energy surge erupts. Soraya arrives immediately, revealing she used Lara's emotional resonance to locate the final piece. Lara is too drained to fight as Soraya steals the shards and leaves the island collapsing behind her. Lara barely escapes through a collapsing volcanic passage and wakes on a fisherman's boat miles away. Helplessness sweeps over her as she realizes Soraya now holds the fully assembled heart of Echoes. She questions whether she's truly the right person to stop this catastrophe. But when she sees global news of unexplained temporal distortions and disappearing memories, her resolve hardens. She knows this responsibility was never just about archaeology. It's about protecting humanity from rewriting itself into oblivion.